Hey all, welcome back to another video. A lot of people have been asking me lately about my add-ons and my UI, so I figured we're going to compile a new 9.1 add-on guide and show you guys how to set up my UI. Let's get right into it and waste no time. Your UI is something that's crucial to getting the information that you need. So this is something that I talk about in my live stream a lot. You have to make sure that you're seeing when certain things are happening, and having a UI that allows you to do that and is tailored to you is going to be ideal. So I'm going to show you guys how to set up your UI exactly like mine, and we're going to go over all the add-ons that I use. But you're going to want to make sure that you customize it and tailor it to exactly your needs and make sure it's what works for you. So the first add-on we're going to be talking about is Ability Team Tracker, and this is an add-on that will help you see all of the cooldowns that your teammates have right next to the Blizzard frames. You can actually move them wherever you want, but I tend to attach them to the Blizzard frames, only in the group ones, so we don't have it happen when we're in a raid, and then I also grow my icons to the left. Now, the other important thing to note is that you're going to want to go through here and check all of the abilities that you want to track. So let's say we want to track... let's go to a rogue right here, and you want to track when a rogue has sprint. So you can add that right there, and it's going to add it to your frame. Not that we have it right here, but I'll show you in the video. So there it is. You can just add abilities like that and check and uncheck them. Gladius is my arena frame of choice because it's typically got a very clean UI. You can actually customize it a little bit to show what you want. But it's going to show trinket cooldowns, racial cooldowns, diminishing returns for your crowd control abilities, and it also shows cast bars and health bars, and a lot of very important information for arenas. And it also has a few things that it will say in chat, like it will pop up when a healer is drinking. Right when you load into a game, it will tell you the spec and class of every single player in the game. So that is incredibly useful, and once again, it provides the information that you need to make the best decisions in your game. After that, we've got an add-on called Bartender 4. So this is going to allow you to control completely all of your action bars, place them wherever you want. You can resize them. You can do whatever you want to any of the bars that your abilities would go on. And then you can also enable and disable the Blizzard art bar, status tracking bar, so that would be like reputation stuff, which I have right there, but typically I don't have this enabled because I don't really do too much rep farming these days. Same thing goes with your XP bar, so if you were leveling, if you were not level 60, then if you have this enabled, then it will also show your experience bar. As far as going through the settings real quick, I tend to dumb my UI down a little bit, so it's about 0.8 scale. We have pretty much no padding between the abilities to kind of condense things and make it a little bit smaller and a little bit tighter. The only thing I do that might be a little bit different than a lot of people is I have one bar that has all my major cooldowns that I have a little bit larger than all the other ones. Bartender also allows you to do a couple cool things like making bars that fade out and are a little bit invisible here when you're not scrolling over them. So to do that, you go under the bar that you would like to do that to. You click the visibility tab here, and then you check the fade out button, and then you can change the delay and the alpha to whatever you want. I fade mine to 0.5%. If I do it like this, then you guys actually can't see the bar at all, which it doesn't really matter to me if I can see it or not. So this is the other bar that I have here, so we'll just do it like that. So now it's completely invisible unless it's being scrolled over, so kind of makes your UI look a little bit cleaner. The other thing that you're going to want to take a look at is key binding. So key binding mode for Bartender is very, very handy, very useful. You can actually just scroll over your bar and hover over the button that you would like to change your bind to. You hit escape if you want to clear a bind, so now there's no bind here at all, and then you just click whatever hotkey you want to bind that button to, and it immediately binds it. Very, very easy to use. That's one of my favorite features of this add-on. Now, Omnibar is an add-on that will track all of the abilities that you want to see when enemies are doing things. So you can select all the different spells that you would like to track. If you go into the spell tab right here, when you type /Omnibar, or you go into your UI settings, your interface, then you click add-ons, then you go down to Omnibar. So you can track all the different things that different classes have. By default, it kind of has most abilities in the game that you'll want to track. Some things you may want to change. I'm not sure what any of those might really be. yeah, it doesn't really look like there's a whole lot of stuff here that we really need to track. I mean, you could track thorns or something like that, but I don't think there's really that much of a point in doing that, because thorns is up on a 45-second cooldown, pretty much up all the time. Not really super impactful. But yeah, very, very good add-on for showing all of the different abilities that other players might be using. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about an add-on called Weakauras. So this is an add-on that allows you to have customizable text and sounds and graphics pop up on the stream when certain events occur. So I don't tend to use a whole lot of that. But as you can see, I am using one right now. You see the water shield text right above my bar. So that is going to go away as soon as I have my water shield activate. So it's just a quick reminder. So say I'm swapping Earth Shield around in Arena, it's going to let me know that I don't have Water Shield on, so I'm not regenerating my mana. So a little bit of a helpful add-on to have. You can import all kinds of different things. Sometimes I use the Kill the Pod Weakaura here. So whenever anyone goes into the pod tender state, after you kill them, then it will pop up this thing, Kill the Pod, and it makes a nice big woo kind of sound, like a... Yeah, and it just lets you know and shows up a little health bar of the pod tender itself, so you can make better game time decisions and get that information readily available to you. Now, Details is probably an add-on that you've already heard about. It's really important for getting a lot of different information about your games, so you can decide exactly where you need to improve, things that you want to change, and all the things like that. So this will provide detailed breakdowns of every encounter. It's incredibly accurate. It has customizable themes, so you can make it look however you want. It's got death reports, it's got threat meters, and it's also got the ability to do multiple windows at once. So typically, a lot of people will have damage done, but you can sort by a number of different things here. Healing done, this is one, that you might want to check out your breakdown. You can click on any of these things and see exactly what's going on. So if I want to go to damage, and I can click on, this is a warrior I was playing with last night. So this is his complete breakdown. You scroll over execute. He had an execute crit for 12.8 thousand right there. So you can get a very, very detailed breakdown of exactly what went on in that game. Now, an add-on that people tend to ask me about a lot is my mini-map. So I tend to use an add-on called Sexymap. This is something I've used since about Burning Crusade. Very, very old add-on. The profile that I use, the preset, is called Faded Square, because it just tends to be a really nice, clean little square here. You can just scroll in and out, and you can drag everything wherever you would like it. Very, very customizable. It's got all kinds of different things. You can say like blue rune circles kind of thing. Say we want to have it look like some rogue stuff. And then shamanism is a popular one for some shaman players, but I tend not to use that because I like to use my my clean little square. But that's what I use for my minimap add-on, and like I said, a lot of people have been asking me about that one. All right, now this is probably going to be one of the bigger add-ons that we use that a lot of people ask me about. This one is called Shadowed Unit Frames. So Shadowed Unit Frames covers all of the different frames, like your character frame that sits in the top left typically, and then your target of target. You can actually have it do your party frames, you can have it do your raid frames, you can have it do your arena frames, but I tend to keep it really simple, and I use it only for my frame, target, and target of target, and my focus target. So you can enable those in here and disable them. You just check all the ones that you would like. Oh, pet is something I forgot to mention. Yeah, we got to make sure we have that as well. And like I said, I tend to keep it very, very simple in here. But you can go in and change all the settings that you want when you go into the individual frame. So I enable the portrait, which allows me to see my character moving right up here in the portrait, like it suggests. And then you can just kind of go through and resize and reconfigure. You can change the colors of everything you want. You can change the text and tags. Like over here, it's going to show my character's name, and then it shows if I'm AFK or not, and then it shows what group I'm in, if I'm in a raid group. Very, very versatile add-on. Shows you a lot of different kinds of information that you might not necessarily have on the default UI, but yeah, that's kind of what's going on with Shadowed Unit Frames. The next add-on we're going to take a look at is Bagnon. So this is a very easy add-on to set up. There's almost no setup actually even required. The only thing that you might want to look into is when you click this little cogwheel button here, you may want to resize it and have a certain amount of columns. So I do 12 columns, but some people like to have it a little bit taller. Some people like to have it a little bit wider. But yeah, I tend to stick to 12 because I think that's just kind of the number that works for me. And this will help you keep all your bags clean and organized in whatever kind of way you want. And then you can also drag around the window, and you can actually just right-click this to show your bank. And then you can have other add-ons like Bagbrother that will show your bank for all your other characters and your bags. So if I want to go see my monk's bags, I can go see exactly what I have in there. Check out all my saddles that I will never use in my whole life, and then we can just go right back to the shaman and check all the saddles that he's never ever going to use in his whole life. So there it is. That's Bagnon. BigDebuffs is an add-on that allows you to see when offensive cooldowns are popped, defensive cooldowns are used, and also when CC is going out. It's kind of just like a status tracking icon that displays right next to your nameplates there. So this is very important to me for making my decisions and what I need to do, because, like I said, having that information in front of you is going to be very, very important for making game decisions, especially with how fast the gameplay is right now. So you want to make sure you have that wherever you're looking at, which is pretty much going to be on the nameplates of the players that you're in the arena with and against. Neatplates is my nameplate add-on of choice. A lot of people tend to use threat plates or something like that, but this is the one that I tend to use. I think it is a fairly popular add-on, but this is going to allow you to show your nameplates in a very customizable way. It shows the buffs and debuffs of the player that you have the nameplate for, and then you've got all the class icons that you can choose and styles. If people would like to have my Neatplate profile, then you can actually go in the Discord, which I'll link in the description below, and it's in the resources channel in that Discord. It's a little bit too big, I think, to have the whole thing in the video, but there it is. A quick little add-on to mention is TrufiCGD. So this is an add-on that will, just below my minimap here, it's going to show all the different abilities that I'm using. So if I cast a Riptide, it Unleash Life, and then it actually stops moving while I'm casting something until it's done the cast, and then it keeps moving. So this is going to show pretty much all my my globals and everything that I use. You can see it live while I'm playing, what buttons I'm pressing, without even having to look at my keyboard or anything like that. It's just kind of a nice little thing to show you guys live on the stream typically. After that, we've got an add-on called Currency Tracker, and this one is just a very simple add-on. You can just go through and check all the things that you would like to track down here at the bottom left of my screen. So these are all the things that I like to track, Conquest, Soul Ash, Anima, Valor points, Conquest, Honor points, all those different kinds of things in my gold. A quick setting that some people usually have a question about is why does it keep going away when you go in Battlegrounds or in combat? So if you go up into the options right here, you can see all these settings right here. So you can just uncheck to not have it hide when you're doing certain things, like Battlegrounds and pet battles. So we'll just display there all the time. But some people may want it to disappear when they're doing those things, because you don't really necessarily need to see those things. So the choice is completely up to you. Battleground Enemies is an extremely useful and vital add-on for doing Battlegrounds, and specifically rated Battlegrounds, because it allows you to see your enemy teams live on your screen. You get to see their health bars, you get to see their trinket cooldowns. You can disable your ally team, so you don't have to have double frames on your team. And then it also shows how many people are targeting certain people, so it allows your team to be a little bit more coordinated and get a little bit more information than otherwise. And thank you so much for watching all. This has been the UI add-on guide for PvP, for my stream, my UI. If you have any questions, feel free to always stop by the live stream at twitch.tv/Khrezin, or just ask in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer. And thank you all for watching and supporting the channel. Talk to you later. Have a good night.